Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to talk about a little piece of metal from these folks over at Shield Arms. Let's talk about it. Alright, so here we go. We are not talking about magazines, we're talking about the magazine catch, right? The magazine release. I don't think a magazine catch is a word. It's not, is it? No, it's the magazine. It is! Ha ha ha! I was wrong. I stand corrected. Magazine catch release. All right, so this is the premium, I believe it's the premium magazine release from Shield Arms. Now, full disclosure, they did send me this magazine release to look at, do a video, see what I thought, all that kind of stuff, whatever. They just sent it out to me, okay? So good, bad, and the ugly, you're gonna get the full story. That sounded really, really cringy. Sorry, that was really bad, but they did send it to me. Wow, sometimes you just say dumb things. Anyway. What we have in here right now is not the premium, right? Now we have the standard S15 magazine release, the steel one, right? I don't know if back in the day they made an aluminum one. I want to say they did. I'm not exactly sure, but this is their older steel one, and there's nothing wrong with it, but they made the premium one to be specifically left-handed or right-handed, and what they did, from reading online, the description of the product and everything, they made this supposedly, I think it's 0.03 inches. I could be wrong on that, but they made it a little bit thicker in the area where it's gonna have engagement on the magazine, right? That's why it's specifically left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so they sent me a right-handed one. And what that should do is give you a little bit more engagement on your magazine, on your magazine, right? The catch should engage the magazine a little bit better. Now, I don't know if this is the exact reason. I'm gonna read between the lines, and this is not information given out by Shield Arms, but I'm going to assume and put 2 and 2 together, and maybe that makes 5, maybe it makes 4, I don't know what it makes. Bad jokes, sorry. I had some issues with the S15 magazines, such as this. I'm not gonna say the manufacturer right now of this magazine catch, but this is not a Shield Arms magazine catch, and it's not an OEM magazine catch, okay? If you've watched my channel very long and you know this gun, you probably know what it is. But if I take a Gen 2 magazine, stick it in here, drop the slide, the magazine falls out. Basically, half the time the magazine will just fall out, right? It won't just sit there like that. It'll actually fall out. Now, that's a Gen 2 S15 magazine with another manufacturer's magazine catch, okay? So I can't hold people responsible for things, whatever. I'm not gonna blame them. I'm not gonna blame S15 or Shield Arms. I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm assuming Shield Arms knows about issues like that, and so they have made the premium magazine catch to help alleviate that problem a lot better, right? Because all it needs is more engagement to hold that magazine in, right? I mean, it's just like anything. As you develop things, Gen 1, Gen 2s, you're gonna have problems, you're gonna have fixes along the way. So, that was a big talking things, and not all of that was from Shield Arms, so I'm just talking out my butt. I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not an engineer. But anyway, we're going to replace the Gen 1 magazine catch real quick with the premium, and we're going to see if that makes any difference. Now, before we do that, what I want to do, if this thing will focus, is I'm going to take an S15 magazine, and I want you to watch. Can you see the magazine release? I'll try to hold this real still, let it focus, and zoom in for you. But the magazine catch right there goes up and down, right? Now, when you put a magazine in, it's gonna push up on the magazine catch and then clip back down when it gets in its engagement. And you should be able to see how much engagement you have by how high that magazine catch rises and then when it clips back down and grabs hold of the magazine. If that makes any sense to you, kudos. If not, I'm sorry. But here we go, we push in, you can see the magazine catch rise, and then it falls right back down. So, I don't know if there's any way to measure that. There actually is if I had my calipers out, and I don't. All right, well, I was gonna measure the engagement there that we had, but I can't find my calipers right now, and that's the only way I can think of to actually measure that. So, right now we're just gonna take eyeball measurements of it, so it's only up so much, right? Which is enough for these things to function fine, should be, right? We're gonna go ahead and switch out the magazine catch for the premium and see if that makes any difference, all right? All right, so that came out. It's always a pain in the butt to try to get these things out, but basically this is what you have. This is my old catch, right? You have this spring that's like a pin spring, I don't know what they call it, but this is shoved down on the inside of the magazine well. It's shoved down in there, kind of like that, right? But it's on the inside. And it basically provides tension, is it pushes one way on the magazine catch, right? And to get it out, you have to lift underneath it, basically, and pull it over, pull it out, and then it'll sit on top. You use needle nose pliers to grab it up here, and then you'll pull it out, and then your magazine catch will slide right out. Sounds simple. It really is simple, but it's one of those simple things that just takes some finesse, and you just got to try it a couple times to try not to break your screwdrivers or mar up the inside of your gun. So anyway, if we take a look at these guys, we have the standard S15 magazine release, and then we have the premium magazine release right here. And you can tell a difference. Well, if I keep them this way, you can tell there's no engagements on the premium catch for a left-handed shooter. That's because these are specifically made right-hand or left-hand, right? So they're only gonna go one way. Turn it back over, you can see the engagements again. So you can see the engagements. And they're supposed to be, I don't know exactly where, and you're not gonna be able to see with my fumbling fingers, but there's more engagement surfaces on the premium catch than on the standard S15. That is what the information says on the internet, all right? Also, you can tell on the premium catch versus the standard catch, there's more of a textured knurling or checkering on the, where you put your thumb on the button, and then on the S15, right? The S15 is a little bit more smooth, which I'm perfectly fine with that. I've never had a problem with missing it or whatever. But the premium is slightly enlarged. It's not massively enlarged, but it's slightly enlarged, which is good. I like a happy medium. I don't like the huge extended ones because those are just pain in the butts to me. All right, so now we're going to stick it all back together. All right, to put it back together, you're basically going to orient it like this. This makes no sense on camera. But basically the knurled side, the button side is going to be to your left, right? The individual installing it, their left, whatever. You're going to install it on the right-hand side of the gun. It's just going to kind of slide right through. That's for a right-handed shooter. For a left-handed shooter, it's going to be the complete opposite, okay? You're going to hold it in place. And you need about 6 fingers, or 6 hands. 10 fingers would be nice. I only got 9. Anyway, you're going to hold it on with your needle nose, and you're going to put that pen down in its little groove, and hopefully don't do what I just did and drop it. But you're going to stick that guy back down in its groove, and you're going to feel it catch, if it will catch. Good grief, this is a circus. All right, here we go. Once it's in, it's going to go in a channel, and it's easy to do. Unless you're trying to do it on camera, then nothing's easy to do. Then you push it down all the way down into its slot. You probably could use this guy, but you take something and you push that little pin over, and it's going to catch in one of those little catches right there. If that shows up, it's going to catch in one of those little areas. So you push it over, catches in there, and it ain't coming out. It's not going to come out easy, all right? Make sure everything's on here properly. Everything goes in. Now we take our S15 magazine, ram it up in there, and make sure everything works. Okay, so remember what we did earlier where we took the magazine catch and we looked at it, and I didn't measure it because I don't know where my calipers are, but we're gonna do the same thing. Here's the magazine catch. You can see it, magazine catch right there. Take the magazine, slide it in, see how much engagement we get. Nice, that actually looks more, and it clips right down in there. So that actually did, to my eyeballs, which are super scientific measuring devices, that actually does look like you get more engagement, meaning it pulled out more, right? It lifted up more so that whenever it clipped back in, there's more engagement on the magazine. And these fall right out, eject like they're supposed to. Dry running, it looks fine. All right, so if you have any questions, you obviously know who not to look for installation videos, because that was a buffoonery of a circus sideshow that I've ever seen. But I'm gonna run this guy, right, along with the S15s. We've been having a little bit of trouble with the S15s, and I think partially it has had to do with these magazine catches on other models or other manufacturers' magazine catches, and maybe the ammo and stuff we're running through it. But if I can get this stuff to start working like it's supposed to, then we're gonna go ahead and do our torture testing, not exactly like we did last time just because of ammo and everything, but we're gonna do some more testing and stuff because we got a couple of these magazines and they look too clean. Then you get scratched up, dirtied up, and it's getting cold out, so I don't know if there's gonna be ant piles like we had for the Gen 1s, but we'll find something, maybe like some moose poop or something. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Y'all be good to be safe. Stay tuned for more stuff on the S15 stuff, magazine wells, mags, latches, whatever. If you are into that stuff, stay tuned for it. All right, y'all be good to be safe. Hopefully we'll catch y'all in the next video. Side note, real quick, this should be a side note, this should be a headline. Do not, they say it on their website, and if you're an idiot like me and you go ahead and just do things because you just want to see what happens, don't do it. I'm going to tell you, don't do it. If you get the premium mag catch, only use S15 mags. Gen 1, Gen 2s, I don't care. Only use S15 mags. If you take an OEM magazine and you shove it up in there and push it all the way up in, you're going to lock in that OEM magazine. Okay? The OEM magazines do not work with the premium mag catches. They do work with the Gen 1, whatever they call them, the standard magazine catch, even though steel on polymer is going to wear it out, they will work fine. On the premium mag catch, do not stick it in there, okay? It will lock it in there, and basically you will have a California, New York, New Jersey hybrid compliant magazine to where you'd have to manually load your rounds from the top because you would basically have a magazine well lock. This would lock in there and you basically have to pry the thing out and possibly damage your magazines. Don't use OEM magazines with the premium magazine catch. Don't do it. They say not to do it. So it's not a hidden thing. They say don't do it. And I'm telling you, don't be an idiot and try it or else you'll get stuck in there. Use the S15s. All right, now I'm done.